Hey everyone, and welcome back here to a new edition of the Bobcat Buzz. You know that when it's the Bobcat Buzz, it is exclusive to Wake Up Call with Dan Tortora and Dan Tortora Broadcast Media in our partnership with the Bryan and Stratton College Bobcats of Syracuse. We are here making history. You know that this gentleman to my left, Sean Peak, has been on the show as the head coach of the inaugural season of this baseball team at Bryan and Stratton College of Syracuse. And you've also seen specials with Brian Angeles here from the Dominican Republic, as well as many parts of New York, the Bronx, Brooklyn, and Manhattan. You have also heard from Evan Reynolds here, hailing from Boston, Massachusetts, despite the pinstripes. And you've seen Alex Garcia, who comes to us from Rochester, New York, about an hour away, and of course myself, Dan Tortora. And we are here in this roundtable discussion with the inaugural baseball team that will make history as the first ever roster and head coach at Bryan and Stratton College of Syracuse. So I am so happy for this time capsule here. Let's clap that up, because that's amazing. So, beautiful moment, historic moment, and as you know on Wake Up Call, we are playing rapid fire. I will put these gentlemen on the hot seat. They will do the same to me. We have no idea what anybody's asking. There's nothing prepared. There are no notes on the table. So with that being said, I will throw my first question to Alex. Alex, what if you were the president of the United States? You have to pick one of your teammates on the roster right now to be your vice president. Who do you pick, and what would you want to be on your side?
If I had to pick one kid, it'd be Luis Sucre. I think he's a great person. He's a cool dude. He's got a mellow, like a mellow personality to him, and I think that's really good for a vice president. So, I think my slogan would be, I don't know, something basic, the American dream, or for the people, or something like that. Something too basic, something a little basic.
Okay.
Crazy.
All right, I like it. What's your question for me?
My question for you would be, what was your worst experience with a friend?
Worst experience with a friend? Well, I would say it happened recently. A guy that I would probably have as the best man at my wedding lied to my face. 12 years of friendship, lied to me, and when I thought, okay, well, you know, we've been friends for 12 years, like, let's see what he does here. He tried to call twice and never left a message, no text message, no apology, just tried to call and then disappeared. And I can tell you that over the last few years, he's been very critical. I've been very understanding. He's questioned me. I've let him be who he is. And at the end of the day, I think you need to realize no matter how good you are to some people, it doesn't mean you're going to get it back. And you have to understand that if the people in your life are not bringing you peace, which I use as an acronym, which is personal evolution amidst chaotic environment. If they are the chaotic environment, then you have to let it go. And unfortunately, I give people a lot of chances, and I'm learning that for your own sanity, sometimes, you know, you don't give 47. You might give 3 or 4, but you don't, you know, you got to get to a point where you realize the people that appreciate you are never, number one, they're never going to do the things. They're never going to make those lies. Not going to make mistakes. But the people that really love you are not going to hurt you. And if they do, they're going to fix it. And when people hurt you and they don't fix it, those aren't your people.
That's great advice. That's great advice.
I would say that.
Love the acronym.
Yeah. I'm going to use that.
Yeah, I'm planning on putting it on a shirt, so maybe we do something with baseball.
Yeah. Oh, definitely. Definitely.
So, all right, Coach.
What you got?
Well, we were talking about it off the air. We had some fun with it. You and I have dated some wonderful people. so I want you to tell me a funny ex story.
Oh, man. Funny ex story.
Yeah, I got plenty. I'll break the camera on
Let's see.
I can't wait to go on Netflix. I said I would thank all my ex-girlfriends for making me my first million someday.
So I'll say it's just kind of funny. I don't want to put it on the spot or anything like that. It's kind of funny. You should probably end up watching this thing anyway. No, it's just like first time when you break up with somebody and like you guys all have like the same accounts. You got Netflix, the Hulu, the Amazon. You're all using each other's stuff. So it's like when you take them off of that stuff, and it's like all their names are not on there anymore, and you get that text. It's like, hey, what about the Netflix password, or what about the Hulu password? And I'm just like, sorry.
Yeah. But I feel that, and I don't understand it. It's like y'all break up, and then you know, like my ex, we broke up. and she texted me and she was like, for real, Dan? And I was like, what? She's like, did you just reset everything on Roku? She's like, now I have to rebuild my entire apps. And I was like, wait a minute, you've been watching them for 4 or 5 months now?
Right.
And I'm thinking, like, I kept adding stuff, I was paying for stuff, and then I would go to click on something, and I would go, and it would say, do you want to keep watching Real Housewives? And I was like, I don't watch Real Housewives. And then she texts me, and she says, well, she's like, I just got a notice with your credit card number on it because she was still connected to Roku, and I was like, you need to delete that.
Right.
So yeah. So if I see any, so I will say that I guess the proper payback was that she had paid for something, and I watched it for a clean year.
Oh yeah.
Before she found out.
I did like after I took all of them off. I did remove myself from the other ones like that. I had her. I don't remember which one it was, like Amazon or something like that. I removed myself. I did the good deed.
Yeah.
Good man, good man.
I did the It's like, all right.
Well, I saw what she was doing with my money, so that's why.
I like it because the same way that you said it, that's the same way I would say it too.
Exactly.
Yeah. But it's true. She's like, what do you mean I gotta reset the Roku? And then she had a TV, she couldn't hang it on the wall, and she's like, what am I supposed to do with this? And I was like, I don't know, it sounds like a problem for somebody that used to know how to deal with technology, but you got rid of them, so do your thing.
Right.
So, what's your question for me, Sean?
Alright, let's see. We'll get away from the ex-girlfriends and stuff like that. Let's talk about
Netflix is a touchy thing, man.
I know, right?
And my Disney Plus, I'm like, it's Mickey.
That was the other one.
But I'm saying, I'm like, this is Mickey. This is where happiness lives. So if you're fighting with me over Disney Plus, you got a special place in hell for yourself.
Alright, so I got a good question for you. So I probably have like the hottest take about football.
Okay.
I think personally, football is the stupidest sport in the world. I know, like I said, it's probably the hottest take.
Okay.
Because to me, they're just running out there giving each other brain damage and just shutting ears on their life. That's how I see football. I never.
It's the ugly side of me.
I do. Like I'm watching the Steelers and the Bengals yesterday, and man, the dude got knocked out like real quick in like first quarter. And I'm just like, that dude just lost a couple years on his life. I don't like that. So if you could get rid of one sport, what would it be? Because for me, it would be flag football. No more football.
So I love the sport of football, and I live in this interesting world where, like, I love football and I have a lot of good friends that play the game.
Right.
So I don't want anything to ever happen to them, and the thought of them like forgetting my name and stuff, like I can't. But I love the game.
Right.
So if there's one sport I could get rid of, what would I get rid of? Oh, that's a good question. I would probably get rid of. Oh yeah, for sure. I'd get rid of the Louvre because, like, you literally put on, I don't know if it's my show, I could say it. You put on a skin-tight human condom of your whole body, and then you shove an ice skate in your butt, and you go down an ice chute with no protection. And I'm thinking to myself, everything about this sounds like I'm being tortured by somebody in Germany. You know, like in Nazi Germany or something like that. Like, why would I put a blade in between my legs and have this skin-tight thing on with a little baby helmet and no protection if I fly off this thing?
At like 100 miles an hour.
Yeah, so I mean, I would do the bobsled any day, but the Louvre, that's a hot no for me. And yeah, I'd probably get rid of that because I don't understand who would go down an ice chute without protection.
Fair enough. Yeah, fair enough.
Can't argue.
You can't get around that from any of us.
Yeah. All right.
I like it.
All right, Brian, let's see here. Let's see. So you spent a lot of time on the island, the other part of New York, right? So you've been in the Bronx, you've been in Brooklyn, you've been in Manhattan. Favorite place to eat if you had to pick one place?
Where am I visiting next time I come see you down there?
Yeah.
See?
I got some places in Brooklyn, but.
There was after school in high school, there was a couple of places I visit, but I really like Olive Gardens in New York.
Okay.
Yeah.
Olive Gardens.
I like
it.
Gardens. Yeah.
I like it.
Yeah. Do you have a favorite meal there?
Probably the pasta.
Okay.
The pasta and the chicken Alfredo pasta. Yeah.
Okay.
Good
So
answer.
I'm
Good answer.
going to tell you this though. If you like Olive Garden, a real Italian, Hispanic. I'm gonna have to cook at some point for the team. I'll bring you some real pasta.
Yeah.
Oh,
See,
I
like
love that.
one of my buddies.
Homemade sauce.
Yeah, one of my buddies, very Italian roots and all that. A couple of them two of my roommates in college. They were not allowed to go. Their family, they were not allowed to go to Olive Garden.
Yeah.
It's like against the family.
Yeah, my mom likes
Just
it, my
can't do
uncle likes it, my aunt likes it, but there are some people that feel that way.
Yeah, they just won't. They
The
won't do it.
breadsticks are incredible.
The breadsticks.
Oh, they're so good.
They're so good. All right, Brian, what's your question?
Well, let's see. Well, you know how there's, you can make, there's rivalry, like there's a lot of teams who competed to each other.
Yeah.
Like
Rivalries?
Rivalries, yeah. What's that one team that you think you will eliminate from MLB?
From the MLB?
Yeah.
One team I get rid of?
It's a good question.
That's a good question. I would say, oh man.
You gonna do it to me?
How'd you feel that? But no, I can tell you that growing up, so my dad's a Yankee fan, my grandfather is a Yankee fan up in heaven, God bless. And so they, I was taught to not like the Braves because it was always the World Series against the Braves.
Okay.
So, but if I had to get rid of any team, number one, when you get caught cheating and you get to keep the championship, goodbye Astros. Goodbye Astros. Goodbye Astros.
I like that take. I like that
That's
take.
exactly what I had, but I'm like, it's just Jose
You cheat
Altuve.
on a test.
Right.
Like, Jose Altuve, you gotta go, man.
You cheat on a test, you get a 0. You cheat in the World Series, you keep
get
a
a
championship.
trophy. Yeah, right.
So I would get rid of the Astros, and I get rid of everybody in the NL West because my Diamondbacks are down there, and I don't like nobody down there. So
Okay.
I get rid of all that. I mean, I'm okay with Colorado, but Dodgers gotta go. San Francisco Giants, you gotta go. Gotta go.
Yeah, I like them.
And and the San Diego Padres. I mean, I don't have any problem with the Padres, but yeah, that division, just San Francisco's a pain in the butt sometimes. So yeah, I'd probably get rid of that. But yeah, the Astros, you didn't win a championship. However, you're really good at banging trash cans. So.
So you didn't just eliminate one team, you didn't
Multiple.
Yeah, let's
took
go.
almost an entire division out. All right, Evan, let's see here.
What you got?
Okay. All right. What do you think is the biggest misconception of Boston, and what do you want to say about it?
Oh man, the biggest misconception about Boston is the Massachusetts drivers. I don't know if you've heard this before. I'm not going to say it on air, but there is a certain terminology that you use for drivers in Massachusetts.
Okay. I've driven next to
I
it.
know what that word is.
You know what that word is, but it's not a word
I got
for on
family.
air.
I
Yeah.
got family there.
Yeah, so you know what that word is. Honestly, if you know how to drive, you'll be just all right. But as far as like the drivers go in Boston, the biggest misconception is that people from Boston can't drive.
Okay.
It's a lot of chaos out there.
It's a lot of chaos, yeah. And if you know how to drive, you can maneuver through it. Hours of traffic skipped. You just have to know what
Getting
you're
off
doing.
the
Yeah.
off ramps in those circles and getting.
Yep.
There's all little.
The rotaries,
there's all
not the
kinds of-
roundabouts.
yeah, whatever they're called.
Yeah.
those things.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't have a. I didn't have an issue. I've been through Boston. I told you I've been to Foxborough. I've been in Gillette and all that. So, and I've been around a bunch of different parts of it. Been in the Hall of Fame for basketball a bunch of times in Springfield. So
Yep.
I haven't had an issue. I have an issue with New Jersey, but that's because I'm a New Yorker. So,
Gotcha.
yeah.
Gotcha.
And I will say this, and I know this was unprovoked, but I feel like sharing. I have dated girls from North Jersey, Middle Jersey, and South Jersey, and I have no good news. So,
Okay.
So there's nothing that good comes
There's
from
nothing
Jersey.
good that comes from Jersey.
Actually, no, we do have one of the guys who's from Jersey.
Don't tell him. Don't tell him.
He won't watch this.
Right, he won't see
He
this.
won't. Yeah.
well, he probably agree about what I just said.
Right, you might even agree. I think another misconception, is probably the fans.
The fans?
The fans.
Okay.
I don't know if you guys heard of this, but like everyone says Boston fans are terrible, they're awful, they'll do whatever. I mean, LeBron basically posted a whole Instagram tweet, or not a tweet, but like a whole Instagram post about it, how Boston fans are ruthless, they'll say and do anything. But if you look it up, that's why LeBron James is part owner of the Boston Red Sox.
Yep.
And it's because the fan base in Boston is so loyal, you don't get nothing like it. And I think that's one of the biggest misconceptions.
No, I can appreciate that.
As a Yankee fan, and going like you go to Yankee Stadium,
Yeah, I was just going to mention that.
you go to Fenway, that's totally different.
Whole
That's
different,
totally
yeah.
different.
Yep.
Fenway
Energy
is
is-
the
yeah.
best park, like hands down.
Right.
It's not even. and that sucks to say as a Yankee fan.
Yeah,
That's tough.
Right, let's go.
I've actually been to Fenway more than I've been to Yankee Stadium.
No kidding.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like stadiums that can deal with the opposing fans coming that are like respectful.
I did get booed out of there
Yeah,
one time wearing
yeah.
Astro stuff. Before the Astros
Right.
won the World Series, me and
Yeah.
my buddy, we were wearing Astro stuff to like, cause we went with my other boy who was a Red Sox fan. So we had to like give him some stuff, you know, you just
Yeah.
give him a little. So we're decked out in Astro stuff, and as we're walking out, we're starting a "Let's Go Yankees" chant. So yeah, we literally got like screamed at, like booed out of the stadium. Like,
That's hilarious.
oh yeah, like
That's awesome.
It was pretty crazy.
Yeah, I just like. I mean, like if you're quiet and you're just there and you're wearing the jersey, I want people to leave you alone. Like I want to be able to do that. You can't do that in Philadelphia. So.
Oh, no.
Right. Oh yeah, no, can't.
Can't do that.
What's your question for me?
My question for you is, what is life's biggest regret? And if you can go back in time and change one thing about your past, what would it be?
Well, that's a great question.
It is a good question.
I don't live life with regret. I really don't wake up in the morning saying, you know, oh man, I wish I. But I will say that, and I would say this to any of you, in my experience of it, and I'm young, but I got married young, and there was nothing wrong with getting married young, but I wasn't sure. And the night of my wedding, I remember the day I got married years ago, they brought us some hors d'oeuvres outside, and I thought I said this out loud, and thank God I didn't. But I was standing by a bench, and I remember going, shouldn't I be more happy?
Right.
And I didn't really spend a lot of time with her at the wedding reception, and then at the end of it all, she took out all the money that we got from the cards, threw it on the bed, and rolled in the money, and I was like, are we going to be romantic? We're going to have some time together. And I remember she laid there and she said, you have 5 minutes to do whatever you want to this body. I'm going to bed. And at 11 o'clock at night, I thought I should go to the church and I should tell them not to file it. And I didn't. And then I dealt with hell for 4 years. So not a regret, but a learning tool that when your gut tells you get away, do it. And if you are not 100%, because my mom said to me, she goes, well, what if you met a girl today and she was almost, but not everything that you're looking for? I said, I already married almost, and I know what that looks like.
Yep.
So I'd rather be alone than almost. I would say that.
I appreciate that.
That's
Yeah.
A little piece that I might have left out in the last interview that you don't know about me, but I'm actually currently in a 7-year relationship.
Ooh. 7 years.
So I'm getting to that point myself. Yeah.
Okay, all right. Has she said where's my ring at?
No, not outright. Like where is it at? But I mean, we're getting there.
Yeah.
We're getting there.
Hey, good for you, man.
Good for you.
Thank you,
Yeah,
Brad.
especially in
That's really
today's world.
impressive.
Yeah,
Appreciate
let's clap that up.
Thank you.
That's good stuff. So we're gonna go one more way around here. I'm gonna go back to you, Alex. So I want to go to movies.
Oh yeah.
All right. Are you a Marvel fan?
I'm not. I don't know.
You're not a
if
Marvel fan. Okay. So what type of movies do you like? Before I ask the question.
I like Disney movies. I would say like I'm a kid at heart. I like Disney movies.
Okay. So let's go. If you could jump into the fictional world of any Disney character, what world would you go into, and what character would you be?
That's a great question.
That's a good one. Yeah, I like that.
I'm a Disney kid too, so.
Same.
I would
Throw a Disney movie on
probably,
there.
I would probably jump into Wreck-It Ralph. Oh, right, it's not even a Disney. It is a Disney movie.
Yeah, it's a Disney Pixar. Yeah. It's
But
Disney.
I would probably jump into Wreck-It Ralph, and I'd be Ralph, just because I guess I just like. I like his character. I think he played the part really well, and I think it was a really good movie. I'm pretty sure they made 2 of them,
Yeah.
and I just thought those were some of the more enjoyable movies that I watched in my life, and I think I like that. I like Wreck-It Ralph.
I think every time you make a big time play this season, we should hear, we're gonna wreck it!
Yeah.
That would be cool.
That would be cool. That would be cool.
That would be pretty cool.
Yeah, that should be yours. What's your last question for me?
My last question for you is, do you have any favorite card games? Do you like any favorite card games? What is your or do you play like any chess, checkers, anything like that?
So, I believe that I'm a magician of checkers.
Really?
Yeah.
Just in the checkers.
I will play anybody in checkers and let that be a game. I am a silent killer in checkers.
I just wouldn't.
Mom and I go to Cracker Barrel, and they would always have the checkers out. And then during COVID, they took them away. They just brought them back. We're in the middle of the store, and they have it on display in the store. And in the middle of the store, me being 36 years old, and my mom being there, my mom goes, one game. And we played checkers in the middle of the store together, like I was 5 years old again. And
That's awesome.
Right.
I remember playing there with my grandpa. So, yeah, I would say checkers I love. And then I always played War. Very simple card game.
Yeah, very.
With my grandma, I called her G-Mama, my mom's mom, and she lived to be almost 101. On her 100th birthday, the girl that I had been married to, she was complaining, wanted to go home. My mom was like, let your grandmother go to sleep. My aunt was yelling at me, and I said, I'm going to sit here and play cards until she's done, because this is her 100th birthday. Like how do I, and it was the last time we played, and we played until 10:30 that night.
Good man.
And I said, I'm not leaving this table until she's ready to leave the table.
Right.
Yep.
Right.
And that was the last time we played the game.
Did it
So
right
I
there.
had a
Yeah.
similar situation with my grandmother before.
That's awesome.
We had she wanted to share a beer with me. She never shared a beer with me before. We shared a beer. That was the last time I ever saw her. So, hey, it's things like that. You never, you keep
Cherish
you know,
it.
hold on
Cherish it.
forever. Yeah, man.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, it means the world, and to this day, her advice follows me every day.
Yep.
So, all right, Alex, good question.
Do you mind if I ask Coach a question real quick?
Yeah, go ahead.
Oh, hit me.
All right, so Coach, I just can't get over that you don't love football the way that I love football.
I know.
The way that
a lot of people.
I sit down and watch football for 8 hours on Sundays.
I went and watched football yesterday. I
So
watched till halftime, and then I went home and watched the Yankee game.
I'll watch college game all day. I watch college all day too, man.
college is good too. So
Yeah.
my question to you is: you're a Steelers fan.
I am.
I know you're not huge into Steelers,
Yeah.
huge into football,
Yeah.
but you know Ryan Shazier.
Yes.
Is that a part of why you don't like football? Is it because of what happened to him, his back injury, spine injury?
Not necessarily just what happened to him, but just and I'll be honest, that movie Concussion,
Yeah.
that thing put
Serious
me
movie.
Yeah.
that put my brain in a different
Yeah.
mindset of all right, this game is really dangerous.
Oh yeah.
It's the reason I didn't play. I didn't want to be I got asked to play tight end every day in high school, every single day.
I got asked to play running back.
What I told him is, I told the coach one time, I was like, listen, I'll play quarterback or I won't play. He's like, we got a quarterback. Got your answer. So,
My answer was that I didn't want somebody 300
want-
pounds to fall on me like
Yeah.
20 times
I don't
a
need to
game.
get hit. I was trying to stay. I played basketball and baseball. I wanted to be healthy for basketball season. I wanted to be healthy for baseball season. I just saw all my boys are getting hurt playing football.
Yeah.
Never really made too much sense to me. And then all the injuries and, like I said, the concussions and all that kind of stuff, that scares me a little bit. I want to live as long as I possibly can. I'm not trying to cut years off my life.
Yeah.
I know I had one concussion playing baseball, so I'm sure there's already, cutting years off now. So I didn't want to keep hitting myself, and I guess
Fair enough.
that's the answer, I guess.
That movie's good too. So
It is a very good
I
movie.
like that movie a lot, yeah.
All right, Brian.
Well, I gotta ask you a question.
Oh yeah, you want to ask him back?
Yeah,
Okay.
let's see.
Okay.
Now we gotta think, because I had a question lined up for you, but we'll
All right, we'll circle
skip
back.
you. We'll skip you. I got one for you later.
Okay.
You
All
go
right. All right, Brian. If you could have any job in the world right now, anywhere, what job would you take and what would you do? Why? Why would you do it?
So my major right now is business management, and I've had some experience working in fast food restaurants, and I was getting paid pretty well there, and I was doing a pretty good job there. So I think I'll go back to that, and probably make I was a host, but I would probably go be a manager there at a fast food restaurants, because it's really I really like
You'll
that.
buy Olive Garden someday.
Yeah. I'll be the owner of
Yeah,
it.
you'd be the owner of
Yeah.
Olive Garden someday. There you go. That's it.
Be nice to your family walk through and it says managing partner Brian Angela. That'd be pretty cool. What's your question for me?
Let's see. So,
I got a good one.
I think of one right now.
Okay, we'll come back to you.
I
Go
got
ahead,
you, I
Coach.
got you.
Yeah, you go, Coach.
So, baseball players, pitchers, hitters, we got walkout music. What's yours?
My
You
walk.
got a walkout song? What is it?
Oh wow, that's good. I got a lot of songs I like lately.
'Cause I had them in college and stuff like that, so I know what mine are.
Yeah, I would probably say one of the songs that always can get me going is Remember the Name by Fort Minor.
Okay. That's a good
I would
one.
have Fort
That's
Minor out
definitely
there.
a good one.
Yeah. So 10% luck, 20% skill, 15% concentrated power of will.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
5% pleasure, 50% pain, and 100% reason to remember the name.
Exactly. You got a nice little, I think it's like 15 seconds you get, so you gotta find your little clip.
Yeah.
You get your little 15 seconds of fame, and pictures you get a little bit longer, you know, you're warming up, you get that like minute and a half, 2 minutes.
Or if you're the first hitter of an inning, you might have a couple more
a
seconds.
couple more seconds,
Yeah.
maybe.
Yeah. If I was a pitcher
Shut
though,
up the gloves a couple times.
if I was a pitcher though, I feel like I'd want to come out to Welcome to the Jungle.
Ooh.
That's a good one.
One of
That
my-
a wild thing?
Yeah.
One of my boys, his last name is Stankiewicz, so Stank, that was his nickname and whatnot.
Right.
At the time, the stanky leg was pretty big. So, you know, he used to come out to that. I always thought that was pretty good. I always thought that was pretty good.
Yeah, that's awesome. I like that.
Right.
All right, Coach. Okay, let's stay with music.
All right.
3 songs that if you had to sit in a room by yourself for the rest of your life in solitary confinement, what 3 songs would keep you going?
Oh, that's a great question.
I mean, I'll go with my two. I'll go with my 2 walkout songs that were. The one, it was just like a little hype song. Mad City, Kendrick Lamar.
Okay.
That one always got me jacked up. And then what I used my senior year was the Flow Rida Going Down for Real.
Yeah.
That was it. I'll never forget. There was one game where literally I'm walking up to the plate. I'm kind of looking out at the field, and the shortstop and the second baseman are just dancing while I'm walking up. This is what I like. This is what I want. Third one.
That's
I don't
tough.
know.
That's
I don't know.
tough.
Yeah, I don't know. I'd probably have to go with something like something old school, probably. Probably some like Biggie or something,
Yeah,
something
something like
along
that.
those lines.
Right.
Something, probably some type of Biggie, something.
Right.
Yeah. Okay, I like that. Those are good answers,
Maybe
Brian.
maybe a little Snoop or something like that.
So, if there would be like one food that you have to keep eating for the rest of your life, which one would it be?
One food.
One food. It'd probably be because I could put a bunch of different things on it. I'd probably have pizza.
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 Oh,
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah, because I do barbecue chicken pizza, do the white
Buffalo.
pizza with a rig on underneath it, do traditional cheese. There's a lot of things you can do. You
Yep.
can make dessert pizza.
Yeah,
so,
you can.
Okay.
Yeah. I would have margarita. A lot of good things I would have.
Oh yeah.
Mhm.
All right, Evan. We talked about Boston, so let's go with if you could. You got to pick one of these 3.
Okay.
All right. So this is going to be your profession. You have to go on a worldwide tour as a singer, a comedian, or a chef. What do you pick and why?
Okay.
The chef makes it interesting.
See, the chef makes it super interesting for one reason. It's because you can be a chef without being on a big stage. So I'd have to go with the chef just because it does not require you to be on such a big stage, on such a large
You don't wanna be
scale.
the front man.
Yeah, no, you know what I mean? Like, not to mention, I'm a fat kid at heart, so like I love making food anyway, so it kind of just goes hand in hand. But yeah, I would have to go with food for sure. Way less stress. I feel like cooking's almost fun if you're relaxed and laid back. Like that's something that you can like really enjoy. Singing, I feel like I'd have way too much pressure on me. Same thing with comedy. All them eyes looking at you. I don't know if I could handle that and then still be in character, funny and.
Yeah. I'm going to tell you like this. If you saw the eyes of some of my ex-girlfriends looking at me in a room, I could look at all those millions of eyes. Because I'd be like, listen, there's nothing you guys are going to scream at me today that I haven't heard already.
That's gonna be any worse. Right, right. Okay.
What's your last one for me?
Why a camera? And if you could choose anything else, what would you pick as your profession?
Well, I started on this journey. I love telling stories. And when I was 5 years old, my dad had a word processor, which is in my office to remind me where I started.
That's awesome.
And so it's this big, heavy typewriter with this little handle, and it's got a little screen on it so you could actually see on this typewriter what you were typing.
That's cool.
And I put on my college ring a feather pen. And the feather pen is a reminder to me that, be it sportscasting, writing songs, stand-up comedy, screenwriting, everything I do, I'm telling a story. And when you're telling a story, you have the opportunity to change someone's life through the message that you send. So nothing that I do is without a message. Anytime I do my show, I am always me, very real. And people ask why, and I actually talked about this. And recently on the show, they said, why would you talk about being bullied? Why would you talk about in your professional life, not feeling like your peers respect you? Why you talk about relationships? Why did I talk about the fact that there was a time where I didn't want to be alive? And I said, I talk about it because someone watching sees Dan's been doing this for 19 years. His company's 10 years old. He worked at ESPN. He worked at Fox. He travels all over the world. He gets to talk to all these people. He gets to go to all these places. So they see where I am today, but what I need them to see is I wouldn't be where I am today if I gave up that. And so I go back to all those points in my life where I wanted to disappear, I wanted to give up, and I didn't. And now I can't even say QUIT as the full word because it makes me sick to my stomach. And I would say to you that whatever I'm doing, I'm telling a story. But screenwriting, singing, music in general, and definitely stand-up comedy, I really want the world to understand that there are good people out there that want to help you, and if you just listen for a minute, you might hear something funny, something informative, something unique, and it may change your life. And I really hope that the world gives me the I'm going to take the opportunity. I hope the world appreciates it when I take it. That's what I would say. That's what I would say. So for Evan Reynolds, Alex Garcia, Brian Angelis, head coach Sean Peake, myself, Dan Tortora, this has been your first ever roundtable with the first ever Bryan and Stratton College baseball team here in Syracuse, New York. Gentlemen, you deserve a round of applause.
Thank you for having us.
Thank you for having us. It was a blast. It was so fun.
It was awesome.
We'll talk with you all soon.